Welcome to CRIR, le Centre de Recherche Interdisciplinaire en Réadaptation. This is the Faces of Research, Aging, Braille, and Rehabilitation. In the bottom right corner, a woman provides sign language interpretation.
So my name is Natalie Martiniello.
A guide dog leads a young woman wearing a blue face mask into a building.
And I began as a student member with the CRIR while completing my PhD, and I'm now a researcher and a clinician working within the CRIR as well.
Natalie sits down in a sunny room and takes off her mask.
So my interest in research on Braille and aging stems both from my experience as a clinician teaching Braille and from my own experience as someone who has used Braille throughout my life.
A person reads Braille by running their fingertips over raised dots on a plastic sheet.
The goal of my research on Braille and aging is really to better understand how age-related declines impact the ability to learn Braille and to develop strategies to address those gaps.
A person reads a Braille plaque outdoors.
In this research on Braille and aging, we really explored Braille from different perspectives. So we interviewed older adults who had learned Braille and also explored their ability to read Braille in different ways, including through the use of technology.
A person touches raised dots on the dial of a wristwatch.
And so we really drew on the knowledge that clinicians and Braille users had throughout the entire project. I'm most proud of the fact that we really incorporated the voices of clients who will benefit directly from this research from the very beginning, and I think that's in large part due to the fact that I'm a member of the community, and I think that opens the door to a lot of really interesting questions that we might not otherwise have thought about. Based on these findings, we've already started developing different tools to improve practice. So I've been working on the development of training information for clinicians, drawing on the recommendations from the studies. We've also started working on the development of future studies to better understand where gaps are in practice, to continue building on what we've already learned.
A person reads a sheet of Braille writing lying beside a Braille slate.
So it's really just an opportunity to start a conversation on Braille and aging that didn't exist before and build on it from here. What I hope to see in future research is greater equity, diversity, and inclusion. I hope that one day the fact that I am a researcher with a disability with a visual impairment, that's not surprising or anything that's particularly worth talking about. I hope that there will be more opportunities for people with these diverse experiences to contribute to research, because I think it makes what we do a lot richer.
A person uses a white cane while walking on a cobblestone road. Natalie's dog guides her through the building.
And opens a lot more opportunities to think about things differently.
A middle-aged man wearing glasses sits in the sunny room.
The next steps that Natalie and I are working on are ideas that center around the topic of her postdoctoral fellowship. Equity, diversity, and inclusion, especially together with accessibility, are really the key for overcoming hurdles and barriers for people with any disability. And I think that the next steps really need to take this idea further, that we don't need to worry about it anymore. In an ideal situation, it would be just another day in just another lab with just another student, without disability playing any role. My name is Walter Vidéo. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Montreal in the School of Optometry. I represent the two CRIR sites that also study vision rehabilitation, and I'm Natalie's supervisor for her PhD. If I would have a free wish, is that I could open people's minds to the possibilities.
A young man in a wheelchair uses a ramp to enter a building.
Of accessibility, not just ramps and doors and things, but an openness in spirit towards being different.
The sun shines on the sprawling city of Montreal.
Once we have achieved this, I think we will have taken a huge step forward.
That was the Faces of Research, Aging, Braille, and Rehabilitation, produced and edited by Ben Leclerc, featuring Walter Wittich, Ph.D., and Natalina Martiniello, Ph.D., CVRT. CRIR is funded by Québec Fonds de Recherche Santé and Fonds de Recherche Société et Culture. Described video, Set Incorporated 2022.